Welcome to another installation of our help video series for the iFish Illinois data portal. Today I'm going to give you a really brief lesson on how to create a site visit and what site visits are used for in the system. So right now I'm logged in as myself and I am at the home page. So site visits can be accessed from the fish assessment menu by clicking on this menu item here called Site Visits. When you go there, you will receive and see a grid of all the site visits at the water bodies that are in your jurisdiction of management. I've created a couple test surveys already that are listed here, and so if I want to create a new site visit, I would just use this button at the top. So that's one way to start the process of creating a site visit, is going to the site visit menu and simply using the Create New Site Visit button. The other way is if you already know what survey you want to put this in, which you will need to know before you get started in either case, but you can start by looking at surveys and a grid of surveys and decide, oh yes, I want to put this site visit in this survey here. I've created a test survey here called Test Survey A. It's one of my site visits for river and stream monitoring. So I can use this button right here to add a visit directly to this survey. So I'm going to do that. Go ahead and click the add and I get the form and the survey that I've chosen from that form or from that grid previously is already populated here. If I were to cancel out of this and simply do it the old-fashioned way and click on the button, I'd have nothing selected here in this survey and I'd have to assign a survey to it like that. So either way works fine. The date is the date of the day you went to the location. If you're doing overnight net sets, choose the day you set the net. And so let's say I went out today and I went ahead and I'm just going to say I went to our research ponds because it makes it easy for us to find data and delete it when we're practicing like this. Then you want to indicate the members of the crew. These are all members of the DNR staff, and so I'll put myself on that crew, remembering to hit the blue plus button to add myself to that crew. And then we'll add Santucci as well. You know, went out in the field together, and let's say we had a volunteer. And so we're going to go ahead and pick one of our volunteers, like Dan Grigas from DuPage County Forest Preserve District. So adding volunteers is optional. Adding crew is also optional, but easy to do to keep track of who is out on that day. You can always use the on-the-fly menu items for both adding a volunteer as you go or adding a survey as you go. And if you are not familiar with these options here, go ahead and take a look at this help video called On the Fly right here. I'll show you how to use these tools when they appear in the system. When you're finished filling out the form for a site visit, you have a couple options. You can go back to a grid of site visits. You can proceed to the next step of data entry, which is to add sample data, or you can create another site visit for this survey. And so in this case, we'll just go ahead and go to the list and see that our addition has been made on the 16th, and there are no samples associated with it yet. And at this point, we've created a site visit, and that is quite simply how you do it. If you need to edit that site visit, you can go to this grid and locate your site visit by searching on any pertinent columns. It'll help you locate it. And then hitting this little pencil icon right here, and it'll take you to the form, and then you can go ahead and make changes. For example, that was incorrect, and Grigas was not a volunteer on that day, so I went ahead and removed him. And then I'm going to go to the site visit list and hit Save. Okay. And so here is again that site visit we just created, and if I go in and I look at that again, and you can see Grigas's name has been removed, but that the crew numbers are still there. I'll just go ahead and cancel out of that and go back to the list of site visits. You'll notice on the grid of site visits that there are these numbers. These indicate the number of samples that have already been entered in a site visit. And then if I want to eliminate a site visit because it's erroneous, first, in order to do so, it cannot have any samples associated with it. And once that's true, I'll just hit this X and I can delete it. And I'll get the confirmation. Am I sure that I want to delete that record? And I will say OK. And now it is missing. if I try to delete a site visit that has a sample with it, I will get that same confirmation. Are you sure you want to do that? And I hit OK, and then you get a message that says you can't delete it because there's samples associated with it. You need to go in and delete the samples first. This is to prevent accidental deletion of large numbers of data by deleting a site visit or deleting an entire survey worth of data. Okay, and so that was prevented. That is how you enter site visit data. The next video up will be a video on how to enter sample data, the next logical step in the process. And if you ever have questions, just be sure to contact us. Either use the Report a Bug tool or just give us a call.